What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Watch, and today we're going to be going over weapons, well, outfits specifically. I'm talking about why this is a dangerous area for Seven Deadly Sins to get into, and as it can possibly be, and technically already is, pay to win. And unfortunately, this is not something that I approve of, but for the longest time I did not. I thought this worked a different way, that's why I wasn't worried as much. And until I realized how this actually worked about like a day or two ago, it didn't really click with me. At first I thought, and me and Kabuki were having a discussion about this prior, and we were talking about how, yeah, this is these outfits can really cause some issues down the line. This is I think Kabuki told me that Netmarble made a game before Knights Chronicle, and outfits were a big whale pay to win aspect in there. So he said that this game has to be careful with what they do, because that could be the downfall of it. Now, originally what I thought what happened is, you have your thing, like this is the weapon that I'm using, right? It gives me 120 attack and 4% whatever. And I'm thinking like, okay, so if you want to use a different weapon, it changes some of the stats up, right? So maybe instead of the 4% crit damage, you actually want 1% crit chance and 4% crit. Like this one's better. So I'm thinking, okay, but that's a 1%'s not that big of a deal. So I'm thinking, as of right now, a lot of these things are around the same power level, but down the line they'll get stronger. The other thing is, I didn't really look too much into this box right here. I just knew that you have up to 5 things and they give you bonuses. That's the way I looked at it, right? And, when I was looking at it before, the reason I didn't really look into it too much is because I had my Meliodas when I was looking at this area before, and I was trying to figure out what, how it mattered. I was looking at this, I'm like, wow, my Meliodas already has, like, 5, outfits, so I'm sure that it'll be pretty easy to grab these. I'm thinking like, oh, I have 5 out of 5, super easy, I have 2 weapons, and the game's only in its first month. So I'm sure this will be easy enough, and you'll grab exactly what you need, you get your bonuses and things like that. So what's the big deal? Right now it's not an issue, it's not causing anybody no problems, it's pretty straightforward. And then I didn't really care about it until later. Until I went and decided, you know what, I want to trick out my Bond. I want my Bond to look cool. So let's get him some nice outfits, right? So I picked up some outfit for my Bond, and I'm like, okay, he looks kind of dope. Let's go put it on. And that's when things started clicking with me. The way these outfits work, you're not wearing one over the other and getting the stat boosts of one over the other. You're getting the total combined stats of everything that is kind of hanging on the rack. So up to 5, you're getting that many stats. So this one, it's a lot easier to show with weapons. Like if this one's giving me 120 attack, this one's giving me 120 attack, I'm getting 240 attack. So if I decide to, take my 430 gems and buy 3 more weapons, I will, let's say I want to get the swimsuit weapon, give myself another 180 attack. I go grab, this one you can't actually buy. You have to get the highest friendship, but whatever. 180 here, 120 there, that's another 300, and I get another 120. Let's say I pick up those 3 right now. And now all of a sudden I'm sitting at, what, 420 extra attack? You gotta realize 420 extra attack is nothing to laugh about. That is a massive amount of attack. And if you guys can't see that in perspective, look at it this way. Getting 420 attack for free, no effort whatsoever needed. When I have, and this is a borderline maxed out piece of gear that's sitting at about 800, right? So I get half of those stats for free. Now you compare it to the ring right here. This is an SSR ring. Alright, it's not that far away from maxed out, and I'm getting 500 attack from this. You're telling me that I get the equivalent of an SSR piece of, like, I would say closer to an SR. No, realistically, let's just say you have a rare piece of equipment, maxed out, and I'm getting the equivalent of those stats, pretty much. That, whew, And this matters more for the attack than it does for anything else. But the reason this does matter is because of PvP. If there's no PvP, who cares? None of this matters, right? Because why does it matter if you could buy an outfit and make yourself stronger when you're not hurting anybody else at the end of the day? And that is that is perfectly fine. If the game has no PvP, things like this do not matter, in my opinion. Now, the reason it does matter is because PvP does exist. And since gear does not get counted, there's two PvP game modes. There is geared and ungeared. If you guys are below gold, you will only be able to play ungeared for now. Now, the thing is, because gear doesn't affect PvP, who is messaging me on Facebook? I'm in the middle of a very serious talk. Okay. Because gear does not matter in PvP, there are only very, very few limited things that do matter. You have your Star Awakenings, you have your level. Those are two things that are limited, meaning that, you know, there's not much room for error, or I don't know how else you want to say it. Those stats are set in stone, and everyone can easily achieve them. Everyone can get level 70, everyone can get 5 or 6. 6 stars more unrealistic. 5 star, everyone has the means to get it within a reasonable amount of time. That's the way I look at it. Okay, so you're at level 70, you're at 5 star. What else can you possibly do to raise your stats, right? How are you, you know, you as a player in silver or bronze, chilling at maybe 65k CP, 70k CP, and all of a sudden you're going up against a silver 1, a gold 5 that has, what, 80k CP? How is that fair? And this is why. There are only 4 things that affect, technically 5 things, right? You got your level. No, I'm not going to play this. You got your level. You got your Star Awakening. You have your passive. You have your support, or your partner unit, or your link unit, whatever the heck you want to call them. And then you have, and technically food. Sorry, so 6 things. And then you have your outfits. Outfits is the one thing that cannot be farmed. As the one thing that people who will have 100% advantage over those who don't. And in the case of, for example, if you're using Meliodas, then it doesn't matter as much, right? Because, like, okay, you got 5... I keep clicking the wrong button. You got, like, you know, 5 outfits here, so your defense is relatively high. But besides that, your attack isn't getting as many bonuses as everyone else. And your HP isn't getting as many bonuses either. So other people can come in with a higher attack and higher HP than you, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? Because you've reached the peak at what you can do as a free-to-play player. And the thing is, you can get these outfits, right? You can spend the gems, and it'll not be a waste because of the fact that like, you can only hold up to 5 outfits, right? And after that point, it becomes less whaley. And this is what I mean. You go back to outfits, and this matters more for attack stat. The other stats don't mean as much. But for attack stats, like if I have another, on top of this 240, right? Most people don't even have this. They just have the regular bond weapon. So I have an additional 120 already. We were talking about 420 before, but in reality, we were talking about 540 in stats. Extra that I could potentially have over someone else who didn't buy outfits. And who's going to spend 120 gems buying weapons? 120 gems, that's 4 multis. You're going to waste 4 multis just gaining like 600 attack? That's rough. But, lost my train of thought. I don't even know what I was talking about anymore. Oh, this is what I was saying. When you have, let's say you get to the point, it's an investment. Now, that was the downside, right? Now, there's no really positive side to this. It's just a matter of, it's not as bad as it might seem originally. And now here's kind of the other side. It's not as pay to win as, at first I thought, like, wow, this is mind-blowing. Like, that's insanely bad for the game. Then I sat down and thought about it, and like, yes, it does give whales an advantage. But at the same time, it is something that everyone can do. It doesn't cost money, it costs gems, right? It costs farmable gems, and this game is throwing gems left and right. Meaning, if you're holding back on summoning more than other people, And you know, maybe you're not getting every single coin shop unit, but you're doing your weekly SSRs guaranteed. You're getting a couple dupes here and there. Okay, you know, maybe you can afford the coin shop unit every now and then, but you got like 600, 700 gems sitting on, and that is a lot of gems. Maybe it's all right to invest in some of these units. So here is why it's not too much of a bad thing, because that's what it is exactly. It's an investment. It's not wasted. Once you hit that cap of 5, you're not gonna be like that. That's it. Like, you can only have 5. So the only thing that'll matter is getting better weapons. But like I was talking about before, like, okay, this is a 120 attack, and if I upgrade, like, let's say I have 5 weapons, right? And all SSRs. If I upgrade one SSR to a UR, it's a difference of 60, which is not that big of a deal as of right now, right? Like, hopefully you won't have 5 SSRs, you'll have a combination of some SSRs and some UR gear in here. And then everyone can get a weapon from the summer equipment, and that alone means that they'll have future events that'll also give you weapons. So you can realistically, on certain units, invest and get some better gear on them. Because at the end of the day, once you have that 5, you pretty much peaked out on that potential. You're not going to be spending that. Like, once you get the 5, that's it. You're not spending more money, and you don't need to get 5. You need to get 4. Because 1 is already there on your thing. Until you know, like this one, you can remove and then get another one instead. But you have 1 there all the time. And then other units, let's say more, you do some summons, they release some new units. Like, they're releasing a new Nunchuck Bond. Let's say he's an SR and not an SSR. The Nunchuck Bond that's an SR will also give you gear that'll overlap with the, you know, coin shop bond. So you're getting gear and outfits from other spots over time. That is something you got to keep in mind. So yes, this is pay to win. Is it over the top pay to win? No. You gotta. This video was to explain what was really going down with outfits, and that was the main point. So after watching this video, I want you guys to understand that this is how outfits work. This is how I personally believe it impacts the game. Yes, I think it's negative. No, I do not think that it'll break the game as of right now. I think it is within reasonable means as of right now, until they start releasing some OP outfits that vastly, you know, outperform the other ones, and they make that difficult to access. The fact that the UR weapon from the summer event is the best weapon you can get right now is, you know, kind of scary. But it's not that far better than the other ones, and at the same time, you get 1 free weapon ticket completely as a free to play. If you guys don't know how to get that, make sure you watch my events video, the video before this one. And then if you did happen to get the Hawk Pass, you can get 2 more. So you can get a total of 3 weapons, you know, in the game through those tickets. And if you decide to spend, you know, 30 gems on another weapon, so be it. I don't think it's worth spending it on outfits, like, as a whole. I think, you know, you can spend it on whatever you want. But if you're talking about for purely beneficial gain to stats, I don't think you want to spend it on outfits or headgear as much. You want to prioritize weapons on your DPS characters. Damage is what kills your opponents at the end of the day. That's just my personal opinion. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If this was informational and taught you a bit, leave a like. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We on the hype train. 7 Deadly Sins is super fun, and I've been uploading every single day. I'm going to try to push for 2 uploads and possibly stream. If you guys don't already follow my Twitch channel, I'll leave the link down below. Give that a follow for whenever I do stream, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.